What I keep being tuned, caught up by all my demons, lost without that love.
Well, before most games, you're always nervous. Whatever game you played, you always
But this
had
is the European
nerves.
Cup final, though.
I know, absolutely. But yeah, this is the massive one, right? But I think what we tried to be was as relaxed as possible. Yeah, and not, if you were to be in our camp during those days leading up to it, you would have found a group of players who were very relaxed. Yeah, and probably felt that the hardest bit had been done, and that was getting to the final. Those tough games we'd had, against Dynamo Berlin and Dynamo Kiev and then Anderlecht in the semi-final, there's a lot of emotion going into those as well. And the fact that we're now in the final, you probably think to yourself now, well, we're in this great final. This is the last one for us. We've got to make this happen. But I felt the overall atmosphere with the players was that we were very, very relaxed and keen to get out there and again get on a football pitch and prove to everybody that we can win this trophy. And so at the end of it now, we sort of justify what we did the season before, is how we all felt. But there's plenty of nerves, yeah. And going out into that game, it was quite interesting because after 10 minutes we lost Jimmy Rimmer.
Yes,
he had to come off because he'd done something to his neck. Now, as far as we were concerned, me being captain of the side, I had no idea that there was a problem with Jimmy. Tony Barton hadn't relayed that to me, and I don't know whether he relayed it to anybody else. But I certainly wasn't aware of Jimmy having a problem. Yeah, and I couldn't see on the pitch when we'd started that there was anything untoward to why Jimmy would have now been wanting to go off the pitch. But obviously, from his point of view, he'd obviously injured his neck and he wasn't feeling comfortable. And so, after 10 minutes now, we've got Nigel Spink coming onto the team who really hasn't had a game for us. Yeah. And what a big game for him. How do you think he felt? Yeah. But I think what helped him, more than anything else, Liam, was that he didn't know either. He wasn't told that, you could be on after 5 minutes because Jimmy's got a bad neck. Yeah. And I think that probably helped Nigel because Nigel had to come in now into that cauldron of the European Cup final. And he had to get straight into it. And very early on, he had to make a really good save down to his right or his left, which gave him that little bit of confidence. And it just grew and grew and grew. And you could probably say that Nigel was one of the players of the game. The fact that he's come on as sub, he's had to handle some of the best players in the world, in Rummenigge and Breitner and all that coming at him, Unis, up front, and he's done tremendously well from the point of view that he's been called up 10 minutes into the game and put a performance on like that. So probably the fact that he didn't know about it was also good for him, I would imagine. So he wouldn't have been nervous, thinking that I'm going to be going on sometime, sitting on the bench worrying about it. He was straight into it. But the rest of us, we were on the pitch. This was our great opportunity. This is the biggest club game in the world, Liam. Yeah, club game. Yeah. So with previous year we've won the First Division Championship, which is the biggest competition in Britain, in England, to win. Now this is the biggest one in Europe. Yeah. So these are the two biggest, to me, these are the two biggest prizes that we could ever win, as a team. Yeah, as a club team. And so, we get out there and, in all honesty, the game was tough for us. We found it difficult to play the game we normally play. And that was when I look at it and reflect back on it. The way the Germans, the way Bayern played, they played very deep as a back three, whatever they were playing. And they made it difficult for us to get forward. Myself and Des and Kenny Swain, we all like to get forward and get beyond defenders, but they played so deep that it made it quite difficult. So tactically, they were nullifying what we were good at. And although there was spaces now to play the ball into feet and everything, we very rarely got behind their defence. And if we were going to get a goal, it probably would have come from something like that. And you know that one attack that we had where Tony Morley got behind the fullback and crossed it, and Peter Wade put it in the back of the net. If you to look at the game, that might have been, there were very few times where we got behind their back players to be able to pull balls back or cross them, you know, to cause them a problem. So they'd done a good job on doing their own work on how we played and how we were, you know, what our best way of playing was. And I just found that we never really got a chance to show, you know, in that game what we were really capable of from the really exciting football that we knew we could play because of the way they played. So it was an interesting tactical game. But we got the one goal, Liam, and you know, in football you only need one, to win the game, and that was the one that we got. And so, you know, it was glory, 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 hallelujah. You know, we've won the European Cup, and you know, it's just the feeling after that. Then is that, you know, it's one that sometimes you know you've won it, you get the trophy and all that, and you're smiling and happy and everything like that. But, you know, it's later on when it really sort of hits you, you know, a day or two later when you realise, you know, what a tremendous effort you've done in coming away with winning the European Cup. And for the Villa fans who'd lived for many, many years without success, in 2 seasons, they've seen it all. Yep. And, you know, that must have been for them who've been supporting Villa now through the 3rd division, the 2nd division, into the 1st division now, waiting for a big prize. Yeah, they got 2 in 2 years.
I keep being too caught up by all my demons, lost without that.